Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning from very cold Toronto. I said to my followers yesterday, it was beautiful and it was sunny and it was nice temperatures, but today it's very cold, and this is how Canadian weather is. And you can see I'm wearing a light fleece today to keep myself warm. I hope you all are fine, and some of you are already have you already started enjoying your Friday. So thanks goodness it's Friday. The week is over. I hope you all had a very productive week. I had a very productive week indeed, and because someone yesterday said to speak about or talk about this very interesting topic, how to manage your boss. I thought instead of doing a recap, I will pick that topic up because it seems very interesting. And I would love to recognize you who are with me today. So please make yourselves known. Just tell me from where are you joining in. I know some of my followers join in regularly, and they know that I recognize them. So in your comments on Facebook or LinkedIn, just let me know from where are you joining in, and are you finding these daily half an hour sessions useful for your personal development and personal growth, and also suggest more topics so that I focus on topics that you want to be discussed. You want me to be discussed. You want me to discuss. All right. Okay. So English is not my mother tongue. I sometimes fumble, which is okay. We have Shazad. Very good morning, Shazad. Will e-meet later today, and looking forward to that. Thanks for joining in, Imran. Thanks for joining in, Ali Baloch. Thanks for joining in, Ali. Um, I'm, by the way, thinking engaging Ali as my virtual assistant. He is a virtual assistant doing some great work. So anybody needs a virtual assistant, he's the man uh, to connect. Um, we have Naeem Ahmed joining in from Dubai. So great. Uh, Today's topic is how to manage your boss. But before I start talking about how to do that, how I did that, so I will share my story, and I will request you if you want to add some thoughts to it. That will be interesting. I really want to appreciate and recognize my dear friend Ashraf Chaudhry, who is Pakistan's number one sales trainer and coach. He has allowed me to use his Facebook page to broadcast this or these live sessions that I do every morning on weekday. And the only thought is that it may benefit people who are connected on his page also. And he has a huge following. He has almost 1.7 million, or close to 1.7 million following on his Facebook page. So thank you, Ashraf, for this generosity, and this really is helping. Hopefully, is helping a lot of your followers also in improving their professional careers. We have Kamalpreet from Punjab, India. We have my friend Shai Chaudhary. Um, Hello, Shai. Shai is in London. So today's topic is about how to manage your boss and why. Okay, Sunny, thank you. It's a good question. So I will take questions. I will keep your question in mind, and I will show this question up when I've done uh, my speaking, so sharing my thoughts on how to manage your boss. A lot of people work, which means working for someone, which means that you have to follow instructions, all right? And you have to follow your boss. And often people say your boss is always right, like your customer is always right. That's fine. I mean, but do you think boss is always right? We all are human beings. We all make mistakes, and nobody's perfect. So bosses may also not be perfect, and some bosses are managers, and some bosses are bad managers, which are like micromanagers. So they would actually uh, well, give you some work or delegate some work to you, and after that delegation, they will actually keep peeping in. So keep watching you, and they want to be involved in the whole process. I've seen that in many organizations. I only worked with a few large organizations in my whole life, but because I interacted and coached and I mentored, I provided trainings to organizations. I have seen that people are, you know, I would say filthy micromanagers, and often they put themselves in a very stressful situation because if you're getting an email, if you're unnecessarily copied on an email and you have 50 salespeople working for you, and 50 salespeople people are sending just one email to you every day, there's 50 emails coming into your inbox, and most of these emails are irrelevant to you. So managers who do not empower, bosses who do not empower, are not the good managers or bosses. Beware of that. But at the same time, I would like to share one of my story. For a period of time, I worked as I was deputy country director for an organization, and we had a country director. And that country director was not only very famous, but also very well appreciated and recognized personality in Pakistan. Uh, when I when I started with him, and of course I was working on a very senior position, just sort of almost next to him, uh, I started picking up his bad habits. Picking up means I started spotting his bad habits. I knew him before also, but obviously I did not work with him, so I had no idea what kind of bad habits that guy had. So he would always come late in the morning. So if office time is 9 a.m., he would always come at 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. He will go away for his half an hour lunch. Then he comes back, and then he's staying in the office until 7 p.m. Now, in his situation, his kids were grown up, were not in Pakistan, and he lived only 2 kilometers away from the office. Whereas I had two little daughters, uh, grown up now. At that time, they were little, and I was living almost 20 kilometers away from the office. So, and he would expect me to sit until he sits in the office. And my habit, because I worked with British government for before that for 17 years, my habit was you go in the office at 8 a.m. and you're out at 4 p.m. That's it. 4 p.m. done. But anyways, I switched the job, and I really wanted to do more and grow more. And the timing there was from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., which was unethical anyways, because he was like getting work done 1 hour extra, you know. But I agreed because I was senior enough. So and one day he said, I mean, it was Friday, and he said, Ahmad, there is some work to be done tomorrow, and I'll be in the office at 10 o'clock. And he was expecting me to say that, okay, I will come. I said, okay, yeah, I mean, okay, all right. I mean, if you have time, come in. I don't have time. I will look at it on Monday. And he looked at me like he never ever heard a no in his life, and I said no to him. So there has to be a very carefully crafted no when you talk to people like him. He was like, uh, if I'm coming, I think you should come also. I said, why? I mean, I said, no, Saturday is the only time. Then when I have to do groceries, I have to do all that kind of thing, uh, family time. And moreover, everything is closed on Saturday and Sunday. So, I mean, if we start early, and this is the point that I wanted to make, if we start early, 9 a.m. on Monday, we will still be able to do that. Now, remember what I told you. he would never come to the office before 10:30 or 11 o'clock. For him, coming 2 hours on Saturday was better than coming 2 hours early on Monday. So, and for me, it was just not possible. So I actually said, all right, if you coming tomorrow and do your portion of that particular thing and leave the rest to me. I used to go at around quarter to nine, 8:30. I always like to beat traffic, so I would rather go early than going dot on time because there is more traffic on the road. So I said, I'll come and I'll do the rest of it before you come. So in um, all practicality, what I did, I told him that you come late every day, whereas I come at 9 o'clock every day. He listened to me. He didn't like it, but on Monday he was in the office at 9:30. Okay, so a subtle message to your boss constructively is a good thing to do. It saves you from a lot of hassles going forward. I even worked on changing my timing. Later on in few months' time, I said it's very difficult because it's like winters. Winters it gets dark pretty early. Said I get up very early in the morning. I can come at 8:30. So I would like my time to be changed from 8:30 to 5:30. He agreed to that. Can you believe that? So ultimately, if you are someone who is helping your boss do his job, your boss will listen to you and your boss will respect you. Uh, every time saying yes to your boss and then getting a bad feeling and cursing him or doing or talking anything which is inappropriate is not. This is how you manage your boss. You understand the boss, and at the end of the day, if the boss is not is somebody you can't really work with. A lot of influencers and HR experts say you people leave bosses, people don't leave companies. So people quit bosses, people leave bosses, people don't leave companies. So if there's a bad boss, not many people will stay with that bad boss. And in a number of cases, um, I was reading one of the case studies that in a company there was a lot of turnover, and the senior management looked at the situation, and that turnover was in a particular department. They simply changed the manager of the department because they knew because if people are not staying in the department, that's that's purely because of that particular manager. So I hope you got the message. Sunny asked a question. Suppose you're working on an important project and you have done a mistake which cannot be corrected. Corrected. How do you feel about? Tell him the truth. I mean, you are a human being. You can't correct it, right? This is what you are saying. You can't correct it. But at this point in time, you need your boss's support to correct it. So think about it. Um, and um, I think I am always of the opinion that you should keep your boss in picture. In picture means that first of all you should be able to deliver what you want, what your boss or your company wants you to deliver. Number one, and ask if you think there is something wrong. If you are in the process and it's not working out, always take your boss on your side and say, no, this is something, and that's what the bosses are, right? Because if so, for instance, if you are an auditor and if there is a senior auditor in the company, why that senior auditor is a senior auditor? Because he has more knowledge or she has more knowledge about that. And if you're stuck in a situation and you do not take advice from your senior, or if your senior is incapable of giving you advice, then you should not really be working for that company. To be very honest, Sunny, go to your and just say that this is what has happened, and you know, can how can I correct it? Just ask, please advise me how can I correct it, and take that advice. When you go to your boss one or two, or how many numbers that may be. Lucky people work for one boss, and unlucky people work for many bosses. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Bring them on board and take them with you. All right. So thank you very much, Lover. Thanks for joining in. Ricky, thanks for joining in. And thanks, Sunny, for a great question. So if you have any question, today is Friday. We are already almost 20 minutes in the session. If there is any other question, suggestion, um, thought, please share with me, and I'll try to respond. Tomorrow is weekend, and tell me, do you work on weekend? What do you do on weekend? What is your plan for tomorrow, for tomorrow's weekend? Can you please tell me? And I did a post. Uh, I got up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I couldn't really go to sleep, so I did a little post. This is a gift for you, and read this. We have more questions. We have a question from Vasif. How do you give constructive feedback to your boss? This is the way it is. So you construct. I gave you an example how I did a constructive feedback to my boss. Uh, See, if your boss is not really interested in a feedback, then I said, as I said, people leave bosses. People do not leave companies. Um, he or she may not be the right boss to work with. But constructive feedback means, see, technically speaking, if your boss um, works in the interest of the organization, you also work in the interest of the organization. Okay? And if you know that you're working in the interest of the organization, you will not try to make a mistake. People do not try to deliberately make a mistake. And if there is an issue, you should really be talking to your boss. Every human being is different. I can't really say what kind of boss you have, but if you have built your trust and if you are uh, uh, indispensable individual for the company, use that as an opportunity. Um, Nosheen joining in from Italy, thank you very much. Ricky, thank you very much. Um, what about tips to improve consistency behavior? Focus, man, focus. Okay. I have research deadlines, so I will. All right, you will be working tomorrow. And Noshin, do something. Stop using these words. And this is a suggestion like deadlines, targets. These words are bad for our psychology. And if you use that, timeline is a good word. Use word timeline. Timeline. If you say timeline as compared to deadline, think about it. How much psychological difference would it make? Sunny will be learning some new tools. Thank you very much. This is not Ashraf. This is Ammar Siddiqui. I'm using Ashraf Chaudhry's platform. Um, uh, and so great. So I think this is about time. Um, and if you have any suggestion for Monday's topic, please make comment, and I will cover that topic on Monday morning. I do these live sessions every weekday from Monday to Friday, and my objective is to help you all grow. And I contribute almost 1 hour of my time to to for people who are interested in growth every day. So 5 hours every day for this session. Half an hour live session and 30 minutes of my own preparation as to how do I present it. So this is my contribution towards my community on LinkedIn and Facebook. And if you are really interested in continuous learning, please keep coming back, and hopefully you will keep learning from these sessions. So Nosheen, I think I've got a very interesting topic for Monday. Yeah, so timeline. How do we use negative words very frequently, extremely frequently in our daily life, and without realizing how these can impact our psychology? Okay. Uh, Thank you, Hasnan, for joining in. Yeah, this could be one too, and we can look. Um, we can look into it for next week. Please, if you join in on Monday, remind me, and we can. I mean, this could be this could mean different for different people. Uh, I know, grow but don't kill yourself. Yes, grow but don't kill yourself. Yeah, think about it. All right, Dilaver asks if Airbus company is going to fall. Nobody knows what will happen in the next 5 to 10 months, 3 to 4 months. Big crisis. The airport staff will also silent. So, what do you think? Suggest a pilot manager take decision according to. Uh, See, assumption. This is an assumption, Dilaver, uh, and life does not. You cannot base your life on assumptions. Okay, there has to be um, certain basis of an argument or thinking process. Your question is okay, but this is this is an assumption, and I cannot really respond to an assumption. If a company like Airbus is going down the ditch, the world will know about it. Believe me, the world will know about it. And if the world does not know about it, Airbus is extremely clever in doing it. Which company wants to fail? Tell me that. No company wants to fail. They all want to grow because ultimately they're answerable to their shareholders, right? So I, with all due respect, I think this is not a valid question. So if you come with a valid question, I will definitely try to respond to you. All right. So thank you very much for joining in, and thanks for contributing. You can always join me on my LinkedIn, and I often share in my sessions because a lot of people are watching this session on Facebook from Ashraf Chaudhry Saab's platform. This is my LinkedIn URL, so you can join me there. And with that, thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. See you all on Monday, my Monday morning, and at times it will be your Monday evening. So a bit of promo and